Going on, everybody? It's JetsCentral coming back with another video with actually the first video of this new quarterback series that I just started up. And basically what it entails is I'm going to be breaking down every quarterback drafted, okay, rounds 1 through 7 in order, talking about the prospect, how I like the prospect at college, throughout the draft process. Also, the team that they got drafted by. Okay, what does that team have to offer? The division that they play in, the offensive system, the current coaching staff in place, the weapons, the defense for that specific quarterback. So I think it's going to be a fun series. I know it's going to be a lot of videos, but I'm hoping that I could answer a lot of questions doing this, and also cover a lot of teams. A lot of fans will have an opportunity to watch a in-depth video about a quarterback that they just drafted, whether it's in the first round or in the 7th round. So, ironically enough, the first video of the series is the first pick in the NFL draft, and it's Baker Mayfield, quarterback out of Oklahoma, who was picked by the Cleveland Browns. Now, I gotta say, first and foremost, I loved Baker Mayfield throughout the draft process. I loved him in college. Okay, I actually thought he was a perfect fit for my New York Jets. As far as his personality, his on-field leadership, and also his offensive, his skills that he brings to the table, I thought it would have been a perfect fit for Jeremy Bates' West Coast system. Accuracy, touch, and timing, and all that good stuff. So Baker Mayfield ends up getting picked by the Cleveland Browns. And I gotta say, like I said, I loved him throughout the process. I think he has a lot of tools that NFL coaches would love to work with, okay? Accurate, strong arm, competitive as hell, great leader. On the field, he's really fiery, and he's also mobile. He can make plays on the run. He's kind of like a little magician back there. So overall, and another thing, too, is that he's confident as hell. He's almost cocky to where you want to play for Baker Mayfield, okay? The players that are on Oklahoma, not one Oklahoma Sooner had one bad thing to say about him. Every single Sooner, teammate, coach, whatever, they all love this guy. He wanted to get better. He was all about ball, helped out teammates, worked after practice, worked before practice, did anything he could to help this football team. So Baker Mayfield, I think... Real quick, I need to also mention this. And I remember making videos about Baker Mayfield potentially going to the New York Jets way back, during the college football season. And I remember saying in these videos that every single time, whether it was his junior season or his senior season, every single time I watched a Baker Mayfield tape or live game, every single time, I always walked away from the TV liking Baker Mayfield more. I was always a little bit more sold on him than I was going into the game. And I think there was only one game where I kind of paused at it, and it was, I believe, during Baker Mayfield's junior season. He played Auburn, okay? And that was the only game where I was sitting there thinking, statistically he looked okay, but just on the field, he was missing a lot of open throws. The game, Oklahoma could have had a lot of points on the board, and there was a lot of missed opportunities. But whatever, it doesn't really matter at this point. So Baker Mayfield ends up getting drafted by the Cleveland Browns, and I gotta say, the Cleveland Browns, I know everyone makes fun of them, national media, sports fans, Steeler fans, Ravens fans, Bengals fans, all those teams in the AFC North, but I gotta say, this Cleveland Browns team has a lot of talent on it, and whether you like it or not, the Cleveland Browns last season were more talented, roster-wise, just names on paper, than the New York Jets and the San Francisco 49ers, in my opinion. You take a look at these guys on the Cleveland Browns, they have... it's going to sound weird. I know it's going to sound weird, but they have amazing players, okay? Jamie Collins, Myles Garrett, Josh Gordon, Jarvis Landry, Kevin Zeitler, okay? These guys are ball players. These guys are really, really good players, but... overall, I like this Cleveland Browns team, just names on paper. But where it kind of draws the line is the coaching staff, okay? Baker Mayfield, I think, fits in beautifully with this team. Jarvis Landry, Josh Gordon, Corey Coleman, David Njoku, even the running backs, Duke Johnson. I love Duke Johnson, Carlos Hyde. These guys can play, okay? And I think Baker Mayfield, especially just running out of the shotgun every time, just doing quick release, or not quick release, quick rhythm passing, slants, screens to these guys. Hopefully opening up the middle of the field, downfield, really taking the top off the defense. If you could get these safeties playing up close to try to guard, Njoku and Landry in the middle of the field, you could hopefully get Josh Gordon on some one-on-ones on the outside over the top, which can be absolutely incredible because Baker Mayfield's deep ball accuracy is really, really good. Ironically enough, Tyrod Taylor has really good deep ball accuracy as well, who they say is going to be the starting quarterback going in, as far as week 1 goes. But I like this team a lot, and I really like Baker Mayfield. Mayfield's fit for Cleveland. I think they need this, like, a cocky guy that really loves Cleveland. I don't think they needed a quarterback that was forced to play there or almost had the mindset of, if Sam Darnold or even a Josh Rosen got picked by the Browns, just having the mindset of this, like, I have to go to Cleveland. Okay, Baker Mayfield is going to ride with the Cleveland Browns. Okay, he's going to ride with the teammates, he's going to ride with the coaching staff, and he's going to ride with the fans. Okay, he's going to be proud to be a Cleveland Brown. And I think that's the style of quarterback that the Browns needed, at least personality-wise, mentally. And he's also mentally strong, which I love. He's not going to get flustered by playing in Heinz Field. He's not going to be flustered if the Browns lose a few games here and there. He's not going to lose confidence in himself, in the team, and all that stuff. So I like all that stuff. Okay, I love it. Baker Mayfield to the Browns. They need it. They need a quarterback, this and that. But where, and I was going to talk about this before, but where it kind of draws the line to me is Hugh Jackson. Okay, if you guys know me and you guys watch my videos, I have a couple videos on the Cleveland Browns, and I'm not a fan of Hugh Jackson at all. I actually liked the hire when the Browns hired him back, whatever it was, 2 seasons ago, from the Cincinnati Bengals. He was the OC over there, and I liked the hire. I was thinking, okay, in division, there's some familiar faces there. He knows the Bengals, he knows the Steelers, he knows the Ravens, goes to Cleveland. He's supposedly an offensive guru, all this stuff. But Hugh Jackson really has done nothing for the Cleveland Browns, okay? And I know a lot of national sports media outlets will say, oh, the Cleveland Browns don't have talent, you have to get Hugh Jackson good players. I don't know why everyone loves Hugh Jackson so much. I find him to be a little bit arrogant in pre-game and post-game press conferences. Even still, he's 1-31 as an NFL head coach, and he still acts like he's the king of the NFL. It just rubs me the wrong way. It really does. And Hugh Jackson, I just find him to be stubborn. I think he seems to be in over his head. I think he tries to outsmart the league when he ends up outsmarting himself. I think the play calling is just atrocious at some points throughout the Cleveland Browns games, whether it's in the first quarter or first half or second half. And I really do like the overall dynamic of his system, but I think his play calling plagues him, okay? Mistakes, year in, year out, game in, game out, fumbling on the goal line, or going for it on 4th down, not getting it, missing field goals, turning the ball over, stupid things, penalties, declining when you should be accepting, stupid things like that. Hugh Jackson just, it just seems like the Browns are cursed in that way, but I really don't think they're cursed. I think it's Hugh Jackson. I think there's no discipline with the team. I think everybody looks at Hugh Jackson just like another player, just as like a cheerleader or like a rah-rah guy, not a guy that you can trust with an offensive system, with a whole NFL franchise, and say, this is a guy that's going to lead the NFL or our NFL franchise to the promised land, okay? So it draws a line there. And I will say this. Overall, I really, really like the coaches that the Browns have in place. I really do. Greg Williams on defense, love his personality. I think that defense played a lot better than what a lot of people kind of hoped going in. And on offense, they brought in Todd Haley, former OC of the Pittsburgh Steelers, another familiar face. This guy knows the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's coached against the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals, okay? So I really like Todd Haley. I really like Greg Williams. But Hugh Jackson, to kind of put it in perspective, Hugh Jackson, picking Cody Kessler in the 3rd round, when you could have got this guy in the 5th, 6th, 7th round, and for your explanation to the media members and the fans that say, why did you pick him that high, and your response is just trust me, that doesn't cut it, okay? And then lo and behold, Cody Kessler does not work out. So, third round pick gone. Then the next season they picked DeShone Kizer, one of my favorite young quarterbacks in the league, and I still think he's going to be a beast. DeShone Kizer, openly I don't want to say bashed, but openly criticized by his college coach Brian Kelly at Notre Dame, saying DeShone Kizer needs one more season in college. He needs some more seasoning. He needs time to simmer, to grow, learn physically, mentally. Yet the the Browns take him in the second round. Understandable. I like DeShone Kizer. But to go into the season without a veteran quarterback to help him out, and to name him the day one starter when this guy isn't ready to play, and to lead the NFL in pass attempts, that's absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, okay? To have a 21-year-old quarterback put the franchise on his shoulders without any veteran that he could go to for help as far as quarterbacks go, and say, you lead the team, here's the playbook, you go do it, and if you suck, oh well, and we're going to trade you, okay? So in DeShone Kizer's point of view, I'm happy he did go to Green Bay. Now he has time to sit and learn behind Aaron Rodgers, not have so much pressure on him immediately. But that was a tough pill to swallow for DeShone Kizer. Okay, tough pill to swallow. And if Hugh Jackson wants to coach Baker Mayfield, if this is going to be the same dynamic that he ran with DeShone Kizer, just Baker Mayfield, we're going to throw the playbook at him, we're going to give him too much to really learn, we're going to give him too much to really digest, and we're going to make him throw it so much to where he's going to lead the league in passing, that's absolutely ridiculous. You have to let young quarterbacks, and keep in mind, Baker Mayfield is 1 year older than DeShone Kizer, so it really pisses me off thinking about DeShone Kizer with the Browns last season. It really does. Just the total mismanagement of a young rookie quarterback. It's just embarrassing. But if it's going to be the same dynamic, Hugh Jackson, Baker Mayfield, and they're going to say, Baker, here's the playbook, you learn it, and you have to throw it 50 times a game, and you lead the franchise to the Super Bowl, and if you don't, you suck, then it's going to be a failure. Okay, Hugh Jackson has got to take his time with Baker Mayfield. I like that they're going into the season with Tyrod Taylor. I prefer it that way. Let Baker sit, chill, learn the offensive system. Don't throw him right into the fire and lose confidence early and deal with that. So overall, I like Baker to the Browns. I like him as far as an offensive system goes. I think it's a great fit. And I think the players are going to respond to him. I think the fans are they're going to fall in love with him in the preseason, seeing how fired up he gets. And I cannot wait to see when the Browns play the Pittsburgh Steelers, because I root against the Steelers, just to see Baker Mayfield just jawing at the sidelines of the Steelers and just really riling up Cleveland. I think it's going to be an awesome, awesome sight. But I'm just saying, going into the season, Hugh Jackson, do not ruin this kid. Do not ruin this kid. So that's it for the first video of this quarterback series. Baker Mayfield went number 1 overall to the Cleveland Browns. And again, thanks so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section. If you guys like this draft pick by the Cleveland Browns. And yeah, I'll leave it at that. So with that being said, thanks so much, and go Jets.